the favorite commoner kind of terms, causation and correlation. Okay, so I hope you will have better answers for all of that, because we all have different logic, what chain of kind of events we're building in our brains, right? So can you comment on some of the findings you saw where it could be not obvious at all, right? What causes what, for what reason, or it just happened to be, right, the simple correlation?
Yeah, no, that's a perfect point. So people often bring up what is the difference between those two terms. I don't understand. Fundamentally, correlation is when you see two data points or two data charts that seem to be moving together. You know, how often does the price of oil go down when the dollar weakens? Or conversely, how often do things occur? And there's been a lot of efforts by which people are basically feeding as much data into systems that are statistical or that use machine learning, and they are coming back and saying, oh gosh, we found a high degree of correlation, a very tight connection between A and B. But really, to your point, there's no necessarily way to prove that A did cause B, or that there's just a coincidence going on. And so rather than our system trying to invent the causation, we're using the wisdom of crowds, and we're trying to understand when people say that A caused B, and we're taking an approach where we're essentially trusting them through the scale and the reach of our platform. So what I mean by that is the fact that 80% of the citations in the world that say B happened because of A, that's a pretty strong piece of evidence that, in fact, there's a high likelihood that A did cause B. And even more subtly, we think it's interesting because even if A didn't cause B, if 80% of the world believe it did, there's an argument to be made that you should still be understanding that connection, because the way people will react and the way people will make decisions it has already been influenced by that belief, whether it's true or not.